Welcome to Drill Down Earnings. We have quarterly results from AMD, that closely watched semiconductor company. But this is the business story behind one stock on a move. The stock's moving, but I think the business story is so much more important, but I always do. I'm Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist for Epistrophy Capital Research. And that's what we do. We research these companies. We understand their products. And AMD's products are so very interesting. Q3 earnings were a little bit better than estimates. The revenues better than estimates, earnings not so much. They also announced a stock repurchase program of $500 million, which is probably going to help the stock here. But let's talk about some of the numbers here. So $6.8 billion in revenues with 50% gross margins. Very good. That means operating margins, operating income ultimately of $724 million, net income of $771 million, and 47 cents per share in earnings. But an 18% increase in a year-over-year business boosted by AI. We see these numbers and we see the company changing before our eyes here. The biggest move here is in the cloud and in the data center. They saw a 122% increase in data center revenues in the quarter. And that means this business is largely a data center business. 52% of revenues now from data center. Wasn't too long ago that we thought of this as a gaming company, and gaming is maybe their worst business. Not maybe, it is their worst business. Now, PC sales were good. PC sales, chip sales were up 29%. And on the conference call, CEO Lisa Su told us we might expect more of that into the second half, that we usually see a second half consumer spending boost in PCs, and she thinks that's going to happen. But the gaming business is just collapsing. It's down 69% over last year, and last year wasn't good. So that business is really shrinking, and as a result, AMD is completely changing before our eyes, I should say. It is a data center. It's increasingly important. It's really the main business there now, squeezing out the business of gaming. And indeed, even the embedded business not doing so well right now compared to everything else. But data center is super strong, client revenues okay, gaming is getting squeezed, and embedded kind of shrinking a little bit. So how did the stock react when these numbers came out? The stock market did not like this. Stock sold off 7% in after-hours trading. I didn't think the numbers were so bad personally. I mean, you see real strong growth here, but stock is up 72% in the last year. So maybe just taking a breather here a little bit. Now, this company competes with a lot of other companies. It's not just about competition with NVIDIA, although that seems to be what investors are listening for. Competition with Intel is still very important in the data center. The Xeon processors from Intel are going head-to-head with AMD's Zen 5. Zen 5 Turin is a fourth quarter product here. But the Xeon processors and Intel's Granite Rapid series is going to be going against the Turin stuff. Those are CPUs for the data center. They are not GPUs, right? They're not graphic processor units, but their Instinct MI300X, that's going head-to-head with NVIDIA. And that chip is being used by Microsoft, by Meta, by Dell. Microsoft's using it for ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4. Meta is using it for Llama 3.1. So those cutting-edge large language models in generative AI are getting used or being used on these AMD chips. The question is, how is that business growing, and when is that business going to grow even faster? Lisa Su was asked that question about 6 different ways on the conference call. Here's one of those answers.
So, look, maybe let me start again with this notion of we're very pleased with the progress that we've made in the data center GPU business. I mean, if you think about when we started the year, we were just launching MI300. We had talked about perhaps $2 billion of revenue in 2024. And as we've gone through the last few quarters, what we've done is we've successfully completed a number of customer milestones. And those customer milestones include things like, ensuring that we are, at scale in data centers, meeting all of the reliability requirements and so on and so forth, as well as optimizing on specific workloads and ensuring that we have very, very performant, out-of-the-box performance. So I think we have, gained a lot of confidence over the last couple of quarters, just seeing how the customers have ramped. I know everyone would like it to go faster. We think it's actually going really well. And being able to talk about exceeding $5 billion of revenue in 2024, I think we feel really good about that. Going into 2025, we feel great about the market. The market continues to be the place where there's a significant CapEx investment. We feel great about our product portfolio.
All right, so what does this all mean? What's your big drill down earnings takeaway? The one number that tells us a whole lot about AMD? Yeah, we can do that. So AMD just reporting third quarter earnings. The most important numbers you want to remember here is that they had a really nice gain in revenues, $6.8 billion was the number, but it's up 18% from the previous year. But the bite, the one number that tells us a whole lot, I think the number you want to remember about this quarter is that data center revenues are now 52% of this company. This has not been a gaming chip company for a long time, gaming shrinking, but boy, 52% of revenues from data centers shows what this company is all about right now. Thanks for listening to Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson.